Hey dumplings, it's Dave Desai. Welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited to talk about some exciting news, or some news that I think is very exciting. Apparently an American director has tried to reach out to Jimin via social media, and maybe Jimin could possibly be in the next Disney movie. This of course would mean numerous things for BTS, and of course Jimin as well, and we'll talk about those things. We also have a moment that was recently circulating again, where Taehyung begs someone to love him back. We will end with that because that is a very cute one, and I will save that to you for the end. So let's get into it. If you are new here and you're interested in this type of stuff, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell so be notified anytime a new video drops. And if you're a hater, like to be the first, leave your hate comment, please. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and that notification bell also so you can be the first to do so. Now, let's jump into it. So let me fill you in on what is going on. I am just dying over this. This could potentially be big news or turn into more bigger news, or it could possibly mean nothing. But I do personally think that this could be the start of something really big, especially if Big Hit decides to take advantage of it and agree upon it and all that stuff. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I have to explain, we have to backtrack just a little bit. So if you don't know, BTS has a show, a reality show called Run BTS. I talk about this show often. If you are someone who's been watching my videos for a while, you know that I talk about Run BTS quite a bit, and you likely know what it is. But if you are unfamiliar, it is a reality show that BTS hosts. They have several reality TV shows, such as like a travel one that they call Bon Voyage, and they also have the behind the scenes stuff, kind of like Burn the Stage, or the more recent one, Break the Silence. Run BTS is just another segment of their life that they record and put online, and basically what they do is they just do things on there. For example, we have cooking, we have playing games, or in the recent episode, which we're going to be talking about today, episode 109, is them doing voiceovers. This was kind of great to see them acting at hand and doing acting a little bit more, voice acting specifically, which is also very, very hard, and they all just nailed it so quickly. They caught on so quickly, or at least it appeared that way. You never know with the editing and stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised, as they are definitely considered really big people in the entertainment industry nowadays, so they have a lot of experience and they know what they're doing. They've been on many sets, so I'm sure they're able to make their voice sound accurate, make it work with the characters. And them being singers also probably helps them being able to manipulate their voice to make certain sounds that the characters would make. So props to them. They voice over movies like Zootopia, Toy Story, and The Lion King, which are all classic Disney films. I believe it's Disney. And of course they were dubbing it in Korean. I personally would definitely buy it. I mean, I've seen all those movies, so I already know the plot, which means I don't have to pay attention to what they're saying. I already know what they're saying, but I would just sit there and probably just enjoy the beautiful boys' voices. Their beautiful Korean voices. I mean, right? Am I wrong? Would you not do the same? They all did an amazing job, as I said, and they were able to sync up the characters so well to the point where it looked like that was the original voices. I didn't particularly think any specific member shined more than the other one. I thought they all pulled their weight and did a really good job. You can see from the clips kind of floating around social media, the voices line up so well. Like the expressions and all that stuff match the voices, etc. I've taken like voiceover type of classes before, and to tell you, this is not as easy as you think it is. Or maybe no one thinks it's easy and I just thought it was easy. But it is definitely way harder than it appears to look. Like you need to make it look like the characters are actually saying that voice, and when they do things or move, you have to make sure that your voice sounds like that. For example, if someone's running, you can't just talk straight. You have to make it appear like you're also running. Timing is important, also how loud and quiet you are when you're like moving as the character. Now, Zootopia is going to be the one that we were talking about today, although they have killed the other ones, but we're focusing on Zootopia. Jimin played Judy, who is the main character of Zootopia. This is the rabbit character. So of course, after this, a lot of armies decided to tweet this, specifically tweet it directly to the Zootopia director. And the Zootopia director, his name is Jared Bush. And eventually, of course, Mr. Jared Bush saw it, because when us armies, we tweet something, oh, it gets seen, all right? It's like, you know, you're tweeting it. Now, of course, you're wondering, what was his reaction? What did he think about it? We will get into that. Now, the original tweet that was sent to Jimin, the one that ended up picking traction and getting it seen by Jared, only mentions Jimin specifically. It doesn't mention any of the other members or any of the other members' characters. This might be because Judy is the main character, so maybe the director was more inclined to look at that. The tweet that was sent to Jared wrote this: "Hello, the Jared Bush. Here's a clip of global artist Park Jimin from Korean boy group BTS doing voiceover for Zootopia character Judy. He did voiceover in Korean language, delivering exact weight Judy's character holds. Hope you see this. Thank you." Then, of course, Jared decided to respond and say this: "I am super impressed with you, Jimin. Your Judy reads are perfect. When can we work together?" Why is he writing like that? I urge him to watch the whole episode of the Run BTS episode and take a look at the other guys that are in there as well, because they were all really good. They all can play such amazing characters, and they're all, of course, great actors. Would love to see them all in a movie and have their own moment to shine. But as I was reading Jared's tweet, I realized that like Jimin has basically been casted, right? Like he has had the invitation to work with this director. The director already wants to work with him. Jimin just has to accept. So like if Big Hit lets them work together, this could potentially be a Disney movie that Jimin is in. Or maybe the director wants him to dub more things, I don't know. Either way, I'm sure Jimin will be a great match. It is of course us ARMY's dreams to see Jimin in a Disney movie. Like just seeing BTS as a Disney prince of some sort. It will finally come true, it'll be my dream. I need updates, Big Hit. Are you going to accept or not? I wanted to see kind of the replies that were happening over on the Tweetster. Like under Jared's tweet. And if I was the only one that was excited, I doubt I was. One person did write this. Jimin as cast for next Disney movie? Yes, please. And this could happen, I guess, right? It's not too weird for me to think that this is a possibility now that the director has invited him to work together. I think a lot of us are going to be expecting, and if you're not expecting, you should be, and I hope we make a big deal out of this so that it'll actually happen, because then they'll see this huge demand for it and maybe they'll make it work. But then again, it's also less likely because BTS has mentioned that they're working on their new comeback, and so maybe Jimin won't have time to star in a Disney movie. Oh, sad face. Another tweet I was reading said this. At the Jared Bush, please also take a look at the whole scene. It really flows so well. Context, Jimin, Jin, Jungkook of BTS did such an amazing job. The ARMYs really wanted the director to know that it wasn't just Jimin that did well, all of BTS did well. And then maybe you'll be able to see who would best fit in a new movie. Because just like I would like to see Jimin be in a Disney movie, I would also like to see our boy Jin be the prince that he is. Ooh, I was gonna say princess, not prince. But I mean, if he wants to be a princess, he could be a hot one too. He could play Cinderella. Ooh, or maybe the stepmom. I would also like to see our little Taehyung play maybe like a little lover boy or romantic type of thing in a Disney movie. He is so sweet and kind, and it would just fit so nicely with his real character. He often even tries to kind of open up and be kind as well. There was this recent clip that was kind of circulating around where Taehyung previously was in a live stream with Suga, and Taehyung was in Suga's room. And this was during the live stream of Suga's birthday. Our sweet little baby got a little bit older. He is now even wiser and cuter looking teddy bear than he was before. Taehyung was about to leave and of course said happy birthday and then wanted to leave. Suga of course said thank you to the happy birthday. Taehyung then said in a beautiful voice and said Hyung, to which Suga looked at Taehyung with those romantic eyes, I'm kidding, and then said, what? I swear this is not fanfic. Although I'll see where ARMYs get their inspiration from. Because stuff like this, it just feeds the imagination. Taehyung then looks at Suga. Well, I assume they look at each other. You can't really see Taehyung in this particular shot. Taehyung then says, I love you, and then Suga replies with a beautiful and heartwarming thank you. As if I love you is a compliment. The next thing that Taehyung did made Suga a little bit uncomfortable. He said, why aren't you saying I love you back? Suga then replied, thank you. As in like, leave me alone. This is the part where I get all blushy red and start giggling like a little schoolgirl because this is so dang cute. Tan then pretty much insisted that Suga needs to say I love you back. And he said, you have to say it back. Suga insisted there was no need to say it. At this point, Suga was just embarrassed and shy. I mean, come on, they're partners, they're brothers. Suga, you could say it back. Tan then said he will not leave until Suga says I love you back. And finally, after all that, Suga finally says it. And he whispers, okay, fine, I love you. And his face does turn serious for a moment as he's saying it. Which to me means he didn't want to say it kind of in a joking context. He wanted to say it seriously. He wanted to mean it, and he wanted to make sure that if he was going to say I love you, he would mean it. And I believe Suga most definitely loves Taehyung. Now, Suga doesn't look like the type of person to be very open about saying I love you or showing affection or things like that. Or really look like the person to openly say I love you often. I mean, if me and Suga got married, by the way, sorry Jungkook and Lisa, okay? Suga's my other husband. I bet I would have to claw at Suga just to get him to say I love you. Ooh, like ignore me, daddy. Yes. Pretend I don't exist. Which is what he currently does anyway. So hot. I wanted to see over on the Twitter what people had to say about this moment and if anyone else thought this was cute just like I did. I saw this tweet kind of talking about the cute moment. They wrote, people, BTS members are low-key scared of Yoongi. Taehyung refused to leave Yoongi's studio until Yoongi says I love you back. Literally, if they should be scared of anyone, it should be Tae. Oof, yes, Taehyung baby is scary. He's gonna make you love him and show affection. Imagine showing Taehyung love, how scary that is. I'll take one for the team. But maybe for someone who's a little bit rough around the edges like Suga, it can be a little bit difficult, but I'm glad that Taehyung was able to pull it out of him. Let's just collectively say that all the BTS boys together are the cutest thing in the world. And so cute, it makes it hard to breathe. Can we all just unanimously agree on that? Let me know what you think about this and let me know what your thoughts are. Leave it down in the comment section down below. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'm featuring this comment right here. Thank you so much for your comments. And as always, I do have a Patreon. If you want to go over to my Patreon and check that out, anything you can contribute over there really does help kind of give back to this channel, how we make better videos on here and all that stuff. So I really do hope you go ahead and check that out. It would mean the world to me, and it really does help, especially in times like this where YouTube is all over the place and people aren't getting notified and all that stuff. So it really does help me out. So thank you so much for doing that. By the way, if you aren't aware, every day at 7 p.m. Eastern time, that is when my videos come out. So if you're not notified, go on to YouTube/DaveDesai and you'll see my video there. So please go make sure you check it out. It's great when people check out the video within the first hour because it really does help. That is also very, very much a big way to support as well. There's also 2 videos that will appear at the end of the screen on this video, so make sure you click on one of those. See you over there. Bye.